What's going on, guys? It's me, Dreamliner Fan 2016 here, and today we have the Taipei Taiwan International Airport layover video for you guys. I hope you guys are excited for today's video. We're not going to waste further time with the intro segment, and we're going to get started right away. I have just arrived at Taipei Taiwan International Airport on board the EVA Air Boeing 777-300ER in the Star Alliance livery coming in from San Francisco International Airport as EVA Flight 007. It was a beautiful afternoon here in Taiwan, and I have 3 hours to explore the airport before my connecting flight later this evening. I'm super excited to explore a new airport outside the United States and getting to understand what the operation is like. So without being said, let's deplane and get this layover started.
Thank you, take care.
Thank you. And welcome to Taipei, everybody! It feels exciting whenever I step into a new country for the first time. I'm currently walking inside Terminal 2's Concourse C. Now in some cases, if ever your aircraft arrives and departs out of the same terminal and gate, nothing happens rather than waiting for your plane to start boarding again. However, on this day, I had to go through a transfer at the exact same terminal I arrived from, which I think it almost doesn't make any sense since my aircraft will be departing at the same terminal later that evening. But to understand how transferring works in Taipei, basically you have to find a sign that says transfer. From there, you'll see the transfer counter. It wasn't a long walk since the counter was close to Charlie 2, but this is where you proceed to another security check. Now unlike going through TSA after you check in for your flight, security here isn't really that strict. The only exception that is common on some airports in the States is keeping your laptop inside the bag, but you can still keep your shoes on when you go through the security process. But with the addition of a small line, it only took about 3 to 4 minutes before I entered the terminal grounds, but this process is more common if ever you're traveling from one terminal to the other. So if ever you're arriving into Taipei, just be aware that there could possibly be a transfer process depending on where your aircraft parks. And welcome to Taiwan International Airport's Concourse C here at Terminal 2. Super excited to get into this layover as I got a couple of things to say about Taiwan Airport. So once again, this is Concourse C. This is where EVA Air mostly operates out of their flights, operates most of their flights. They're mainly like international flights, and then there could be some flights that are just domestic here in Taiwan. But this is like the main airport where you mostly see EVA Air flights going out of like the country to like various like destinations in Europe, North America, and other parts of Asia. But still, this is a really cool airport, and just by looking at the first image, so here's the first image. This is the inside of Concourse C, and honestly, I really do like this design of airports. Most airports during like the old times, like retro style airports, they tend to be like as simple as compared to like an office building, so almost in that similarity. But this airport, this almost feels like an airport that's just like made in like the 21st century. It has that unique modern design, and then yeah, most airports nowadays like tend to cope up with like the trends. So this could be like the trend that you're seeing for most modern airports, because like some airports are getting into like some renovations and they want to like make this airport design. So it's really cool to see Taiwan Airport look like have this kind of like design. I think there's some other airports across Asia that has like a similar design like this. Incheon is one of them, and I think Haneda and Narita's design is also like this too. I mean, like, both airports are different in terms of how they want to format their, like, venues. But, yeah, this is the inside of Concourse C. So, as you can see, I do like this roof design. You got some nice artificial lighting. I mean, like, there's artificial lighting, but at some parts of the terminal, you can get some natural lighting. So, yeah, this is really cool, though. You can see some shopping venues, like, there's some bags, like, they're selling bags, and then some jewelry is over here. But there's also some other, like, venue stores that offer some like good unique like offers like clothing and other like accessories. But there's also a restaurant there as well. I think I got a picture of a restaurant the previous time I went to Taiwan, which was like last December. So but this was taken in the summer of 2023 in July. So yeah, but as you can see, the passenger numbers, there's still a lot of passengers. I mean, there's some tourists, like tourist people that come here, but you also got some locals here in Taipei that would also like come here too. So I mean, it's not really as busy as compared to like during the holidays like Thanksgiving or Christmas, but still, seeing this airport is like not too packed. It's kind of like it's good, so that way airport terminals doesn't get too congested at these airports. So that's what I love to see from there. So here's the first terminal, like the first picture of Taiwan Airport. So once again, a cool design, looking very modernized, and I overall like this shot right here. Here's the next photo right here. So almost like similar to like the first photo, but you can see all the various like amenities over there. So you can see some artificial lighting right there, but then you also got a mix of natural lighting right there. So yeah, this is what the airport would look like outside. I did not got like much of a picture of it, but yeah, you can see, as you can see, like it's like pillars over there, and then there's like maybe there's like pillars or some kind of like support beams, like support things, and then yeah, there's a roof as I mentioned before. And then there's some other convenience stores, like I think this could be a liquor store or some kind of like liquor bar. I'm not really quite sure. I haven't really went inside there. I don't know if I even want to. But as you can see, some more passengers are going around the terminal itself, so really cool. And I also like on how the tile floors, they have some kind of like, they have like a reflectance on the roof right there. So like all what you see on the sides and the roof, so that's really cool. And here's another photo right there. So this is actually Gate Charlie 2. So what's unique about Taiwan Airport, especially in Terminal 2, is each gate has its own unique theme. So for instance, so once again, this is Charlie 2. It has a very cute Hello Kitty theme. And there's some other parts of the terminal, like I think there's some other gates that have their own theme. Like I think I saw a terminal that's like video game thing, and then like it's an yeah, theme. I think I said sing, but I meant to say like one of the gates has a video game theme, and then there's some other like I think Charlie 1 if I can remember, or maybe some other gates, but one of the gates have like a kind of like a nature style theme, which is it's just like full of leaves and trees, just to kind of like make that rainforest. It's kind of like a rainforest theme almost. But if ever you're going throughout Terminal 2, Charlie, like Concourse C, then you know what I mean. But it's really cool that this airport has its own theme for its gates, and honestly, I do wish most airports are like this, but still, I think this is really unique for Taiwan Airport. And then you can see Hello Kitty and some other characters right there. I don't know much of Hello Kitty, but Taiwan, I think they're known to have like they're kind of like known for like Hello Kitty stuff. So Sanrio characters is what's named, but you also got Hello Kitty and some other characters as well. Here's the aircraft I was on, the Starline's Boeing 777-300ER. It was honestly a really cool flight, and honestly, this was my first time I've been on this special livery right here. Like, basically, first special livery flight to be in particular. And then you can see all the various like EVA Air tails. There's a 787, I can tell by the tail, but there is a 787, I'm guessing -9 or -10, but there's mostly 777-300ERs. And then you can see all the catering trucks right there, and all, as well as the baggage trolleys and the ULD, the K-loader that's over there. And then you can see some flatbeds, and then there's the catering trucks that are loading on to the next. Or I think they're kind of like taking out the previous catering from the previous flight, and then they're about to load in, and that goes same for the K-loader as well. They're unloading the baggage, or maybe they're just staying there. I think they're just like loading the next baggage for the next flight that I'm going to be talking about. And then there's also a bag loader as well. So really cool to see these various like GSC equipment here in Taipei. And then here's the Taipei ATC tower, a very nice, unique, and really interesting ATC tower design right there. And then here's one of the cool things, because like I think for most gates here in Concourse C, each gate, which in this case Charlie 2 was a Hello Kitty theme, they have their own convenience store of Hello Kitty merchandises right there. So honestly, that's really cute. So you can see all the various like plushies over there, and then you got some backpacks, and then you can see all the characters just like in front of the store. So that's really, really cute in my opinion. And yeah, once again, this is not like all the various airports here in the States or some other parts of the country. I honestly really think Taiwan Airport is really, really unique. And there's an airport that is like west, well not really west, but east of Taiwan Airport called Taipei Taoyuan Airport, and I think that's where most regional flights depart. Because like EVA Air has a regional brand, I think they're called Uni Air. Yeah, I think it's Uni Air. So that's their regional brand of EVA Air. So they would mostly operates flights out of Songshan Airport. So yeah. But I think, I'm not sure if Songshan Airport has a similar design of terminal like Taiwan, but still I think this is really cool. Maybe I want to try visiting that airport at some point, or I don't know really. I'm not sure if ever I will have a flight there, but still, it's a really cool airport in my opinion. And then moving on, this is also really cool because beside the Hello Kitty store, there was a Lego store, and honestly, I'm really shocked to see a Lego store here at an airport. Mainly, I would like see some like Lego vending machines that has all these Legos, but an actual Lego store at an airport, that is really unique for Taiwan Airport. So here's the Lego store right there. You can see all the various Lego scenes like Lego Technic, Lego Star Wars, and there's also Lego Ninjago. I remember having some Legos, and yeah, I would also get some Lego City planes, and honestly, seeing a Lego store at an airport, it really brings back memories. Honestly, it brings me back memories. I mean, I still collect Lego, but like the bigger Legos, I have a Lego Concorde in my Lego set that, as of this day, well, as of this recording, I have not got started building as of yet, which I don't know what I'm doing with that. Maybe I think I need some time to do some other things, but other than that, still cool to see this. I actually do have a video clip coming up that talks about like the Lego store right here, so I'm gonna have to roll that within the next couple of minutes or seconds or so. But to give you like a overall like look at this Lego store right here in Taiwan, I do like the various like designs. It's almost like a Lego store that I would see in the States. And you can see, I think what's really unique, it's also got like the history of Lego right there. So you can see there's like some kind of like history of the Lego logo. So that's really cool. But other than that, it almost looks like your typical Lego store I would see in the States. And yeah, seeing one here in Taiwan, that is really cool. So that's pretty much it for the photos for now, but I do got a video clip talking about this Lego store. So with that being said, let's roll into that clip. Alright guys, so I'm going to be heading inside the Lego store here at Taoyuan International. We got a cool looking Lego pilot right there, minifig. Wow, this is very cool. And we got some Lego architectures right there, like the White House, Statue of Liberty, and the Taj Mahal. Very cool stuff. We got some Lego City sets right there, some Lego Space, some Minecraft stuff, and yeah, very interesting. Thor's hammer, which is very cool, and you got all these like Lego houses right there. Overall, it's very cool. It's very cool. You also got the Eiffel Tower right there, and Hogwarts Express, and the Mustang, Lego Creator, and the Coliseum, and some other sports stadiums. So this is actually very cool. Really nice that they have a Lego store in here. Not sure if I want to get something in here though. Well, I might get something before I head back to SFO, but overall, kind of like a nice experience. Got a sneak peek of it, and yeah, very cool. Alright, so moving on to the next round of photos during this layover, I actually did some plane spotting during my stay, and I also did some plane spotting on my camera, like I took some photos on my DSLR camera. However, the SD card that I was using for that, I honestly don't know where it went. I'm not sure if it fell on the floor or something, but I'm currently still looking at it. But I managed to get a couple of photos from that camera, like some good photos during that camera. It wasn't all the photos. I wanted to make a plane spotting video out of that, but unfortunately, because I can't find it, I cannot, sadly. But I'll still get some photos. Well, I don't think I never did I did some kind of spotting session here in TPE, but I never got like many videos of it. But I'll still show you some good pictures of it, like some good photos that I took. So here's one of them. Here's a Cathay Pacific Airbus A350-1000. This aircraft obviously arrived from Hong Kong International Airport, and yeah, really cool to see a Cathay A350-1000. I mainly would see the A350-900 at SFO, so seeing the A350-1000 is a good treat. They did fly these back in SFO pre-pandemic, but still, it's so cool to see this aircraft right here in TPE. And yeah, you can see more GSC carriers. I think these are EVA Air, and then I think there are some other catering trucks, but I think these flatbeds right here, these trolleys, those came from EVA Air. So once again, here's a Cathay A350-1000. Here's an EVA Air Boeing 777-300ER at its gate. This aircraft is registered Bravo 16737. And yeah, really cool to see it, like I get an up close shot of this aircraft. I might try to post this on one of my Instagrams at some point, but still, this is a really cool photo right here. Moving on to the inside of the terminal again. So you can see like a Monsters Inc. like photo kind of like structure right here. So kind of like a photo stand. So I think some people would like go to this area and then they would get some good photos, because like I think I've seen a couple of these in Taiwan. So yeah, here's one of them. Once again, this is the Monsters Inc. You can see all the characters, Mike Wazowski right there, and then his partner, and then Will Boo right there, and you can see all the various other characters right there. So really cool to see some kind of these like photo venues for people to like take some pictures of, and yeah, really cool. This honestly has got to be one of my favorite parts about this terminal. So at one point, there's like, as I go down the terminal, I think this was actually in Terminal 1. So the Terminal 2 actually separates itself from Terminal 1. So I was at Terminal 1. I think this could be another. Actually, no, this is not an EVA Air terminal. Terminal 1 is mostly other Asian airlines. Like Malaysia Airlines will park here, Starlux, which is another Taiwanese-based airline. So really cool to see some flights. I mean, this is really cool, honestly. I'm going to talk about this, but what I'm referring to is all the various airlines that fly here. So I think Malaysia, Scoot. I think I saw Scoot at this terminal. But Starlux would also fly there, and then some other various like Asian airlines as well. So yeah, but this is honestly really cool. This has got to be one of my favorite parts. So there's like a bunch of music boxes right here in this part of the terminal. So you can see all the various like music boxes, and they play some kind of like calming, nice music. And honestly, I was really like vibing out to all these like music while I was there when I first saw this. They play some very calm music, and honestly, it's worth like really getting a recording of. I'm actually gonna show you guys that recording, but I'm actually gonna like mute the background music so you guys can like really enjoy the soothing sound of these music. So you can see all the various like music boxes. There is a Olaf music box, and there's also like a Toy Story music box. There's also Winnie the Pooh, but there's also like other various like music boxes. Like I think there's some kind of like, I'm guessing that's like a tree, like some kind of nature something music box, I'm guessing. But there's also like a fantasy music box, like this castle right here, and it's night. And then there's also like a flamingo music box, a Africa music box with all the various like animals like lions, elephants, cheetahs. But you also got some like other music boxes right here. But they also got the Taipei 101 music box and a airplane music box as well. So that's really cool. And then you can select a soundtrack of which music you want to play. I think I have a picture of that. Well, before that, I do want to give you like a picture of the airport apron music box. So once again, this is really cool. You can see the airplane itself. It looks like a Boeing 777 almost. And then you can see the ATC tower right there. And then you can see the person, the ramper on the tractor. And then it's pulling a dolly right there. And it actually moves too. Like I think it moves too, which honestly that's really cool on how this music box can actually move. And then there's Taipei 101, one of the famous landmarks here in Taipei. And yeah, really cool as well. You can see a bus right there. And then I'm guessing that's like a bus station. So yeah, but overall, this is honestly one of my favorite parts about Taiwan is this music box. And honestly, I would actually love to get a music box here so I can just have it placed in my room. But kind of like the downside to that is I don't know on how from Taipei to SFO, I'm not sure how the condition is going to be like, because I have a feeling it's going to break. So I would like to stuff it in my luggage, but I don't think that's really going to work. But hopefully when I come back to Taiwan one day, well, I went to Taiwan twice, but I'm going to talk about the second layover in a future video. But maybe if I come back to Taipei for the third time, then maybe I can get that and have it displayed in my room. But on that, this is still cool. But I'm going to show you the video, guys, of the music boxes right now. But once again, I'm gonna mute the background music so you guys can actually enjoy the soothing sounds of these music boxes. And honestly, they sound really, really amazing. There's also like a Arctic exploration music box and a Toy Story music box as well. But honestly, this is really, really cool. So with that being said, I'm gonna mute the background music, and I hope you guys enjoy the amazing soothing sounds of these music boxes right here. So with that being said, let's roll into that clip right now. here we go with some spotting photos here in Taipei Taiwan Airport. So I got a couple of good photos during my layover, and I pretty much got a lot of airlines that I've never seen before. Most of them are domestic throughout Asia, like domestic Asian carriers, while some can be like some international. Well, I only caught one international airline, quote unquote. But we're just gonna get started with a couple of airplanes that I saw during this layover. So we're gonna start right here with a brand new airline I've never seen before. So I've been wanting to catch this airline right here. As you can see, right here, we have the Starlux Airbus A330-900neo. This was so cool to see. Starlux is an airline I've been wanting to see once again, and honestly, this livery looks very nice on this aircraft. She had just arrived from Tokyo Narita International Airport as Flight 803, and this aircraft is registered Bravo 58. Hang on, because I'm also reading the information on flight, right? So the aircraft registration is Bravo 58302. So, as I think I mentioned that Starlux is another Taiwanese airline, and here they are right here. They fly to SFO using the Airbus A350, but I think they would use the A330-900neo for some domestic Asian routes. So it's really cool to see Starlux here in TPE, which is basically the main hub, just like China Airlines and EVA Air. So really awesome. I got a couple of good photos right here. Here's a beacon shot right there. And honestly, it's really cool to see Starlux here. Yeah, once again, it's first time seeing this airline, and hopefully I can see their A350 soon. I mean, I think I saw their A350 during my last layover in Taipei, but maybe I need like a good picture of one. Maybe I might go to SFO, because like Starlux would come to like SFO during the night. So yeah, that's the Starlux A330-900neo. Another new airline I've never seen before is the Scoot Airlines. I think it just Scoot Airbus A320neo. Yeah, it just says Scoot. So here's the Scoot Airbus A320neo, and this aircraft will be, well, this aircraft did arrive from Singapore Changi International Airport, and this aircraft is operating as Flight 902, and this aircraft is registered 9 Victor Tango November Bravo. So another airline, once again, I never seen before, nor got a photo of. I think I may have seen like their planes before, but I never got like an actual photo of one. So here's the Scoot A320neo, and honestly, the livery looks very unique in its own way, and honestly, I really do like this livery. And yeah, this is an airline that's based out of Singapore, so it's really cool to see Scoot doing their rounds here from Singapore to many other Asian destinations, and Taipei is one of them. Here's a Cathay Pacific Airbus A350-1000 that I mentioned earlier. I think this aircraft will be heading back to Taipei. This aircraft will be heading back to Taiwan. This aircraft now operates as Flight 473, and this aircraft is registered Bravo Lima X-Ray Mike. So I got a couple of good departure shots right here. I tried doing some panning because of how dark pretty much how dark it is getting. So I tried some panning. Some shots did turn out good, some did not. This one actually is a good one, as you can see. So you can really tell it almost focused, like it's almost like the focus on the aircraft is almost as good, but not really quite. I mean, like, I think I was new to panning during this time. I think I've gotten better with panning, kind of slightly, but not really all of an expert on panning. But still, I think this shot turned out to look very nice, and overall, I'm really proud of it. So, I just only got 3 photos of the Cathay A350-1000. So that is the A350-1000 right there. But I also did some spotting during the night too. Well, when it's pretty much getting dark. So here's a couple of photos. Here's an airline. Man, these Asian airlines, I've never seen them before, nor caught a picture of before. So here's a Thai Air Asia Airbus A320 Neo this time. So this is a Neo aircraft, not a CO. And honestly, it's in some kind of like special livery. I'm not sure what special livery it is, but this aircraft will be heading to, if I could try to pronounce this airport correctly, it's CNX, and the name is Chiang Mai. I think that's how I can pronounce it. Like, these cities in Asia, they're sometimes hard to pronounce, but some Asian cities are kind of like a bit easier to pronounce. But yeah, this aircraft will be heading to this airport, and this aircraft is operating as Flight 243, and this aircraft is registered Hotel Sierra Bravo Bravo Yankee. So really cool to see Air Asia Thailand coming into Taipei, and honestly, I think these shots did turn out look nice in my opinion, and yeah, most of them are clear shots. I think this one turned out to be a lot more clear. The focus on the aircraft is nice. I think the sharpening is on point as well. So that is the Thai Air Asia Airbus A320neo. She's going to be heading out to its destination and will be departing soon out of Taipei, Taiwan. Yeah, you can see I got more photos right there. Here's a Thai Airways 787-8 Dreamliner. Really cool to see these aircraft. I think I've never seen these planes before in the Thai Airways fleets, so it's really awesome to see them here in Taiwan. Anyways, this aircraft had just arrived from Bangkok. I think it's like Bangkok. I'll just call it Bangkok International Airport. I don't really know the airport's full name because I think that's a really hard name to pronounce, so I'll try to get better in it at some point in the future. But this aircraft once again arrived from Taipei as Flight 634, and this aircraft is registered Hotel Sierra Tango Quebec Echo, which I think NG Models did a model out of this. I believe they did, because like I think I saw on their database they did a 788 with this registration, so I'm assuming NG did release this. I saw all the production images of this particular aircraft, and honestly, it turned out good. Might want to try to get that, but I think I ended up seeing its sister ship during my third layover in Taipei when I was going to Manila. But I think, yeah, this could be the model that NG did. So really cool to see this aircraft in real life in full scale. And yeah, honestly, it's really cool to see these Thai 787-8 Streamliners here in Taipei. I think they would also, not sure if they would also come in, oh, actually, I don't think they would, because like, they would bring in the A330 and 777 to Manila. So, it's really cool to see their Dreamliners here. Hopefully I could try to see their 787-9s at some point in the future. Anyways, here's the United Boeing 777-300ER in the Continental Globe livery. All these photos for the United plane are terrible in my opinion. Like, they're all terrible. I never got like a good... This is kind of like almost good in my opinion. This is the closest as it gets of being like a good pan shot, but most of the aircraft is just non-focused. It's almost like blurred and it's just too soft. But this aircraft did arrive from San Francisco International Airport, SFO, as United Flight 871. And this aircraft, is registered November 2748 uniform. And yeah, like, honestly, like, all these shots of the United this honestly is really, really terrible in my opinion. So yeah, that's the reality of like doing these pan shots. You get like a good one or a bad one. So it's really hard to work on these like pan shots. But overall, I mean, it turned out to look okay. I mean, like, this one is close. It's as close as it gets in my opinion. But majority of these photos are just like not really that. Most of these photos are not really that good. So yeah, once again, that's just the reality on doing these pan shots. So yeah, this is kind of like almost not, it's kind of like close to that, but not really. And how about this airline right here? So here's a Peach Airbus A320neo. This aircraft had arrived from Tokyo Narita, and yeah, real cool that they managed to use this aircraft all the way from like Japan. So Peach is another carrier from Japan. I'm guessing they could be a low-cost carrier. This honestly is kind of, I think this one it's just a little bit overexposed, but I think this one turned out to be a lot more better since I think this needs to work on, I think this needs more lighting, and honestly, but I think this shot out of all the spawning photos at Taipei is the one that actually turned out to look much more better. So here's the Peach A320neo. This aircraft arrived from Tokyo Narita, and the flight number for that flight is Peach Flight 625 or MM625, and this aircraft is registered Juliet Alpha 210 Papa. So really cool to see Peach again. Like, I think not really again, because this was my first time seeing Peach Airlines. And yeah, really cool airline for Japan. And once again, I'm guessing they could be like a low-cost carrier in the country. So overall, really nice to see all these domestic Asian carriers. And yeah, it's really cool, honestly. Like, while I've seen a lot of like domestic carriers across the states, it's really cool to see all these like domestic Asian carriers outside of the US that pretty much they never flown before. So like never flown to the States at all. They're just domestically here in Asia. So really cool to see this. And honestly, I just want to go back to this photo because honestly this it's really turned out to look much better than all the spotting photos during that Taipei layover that I did in 2023. So overall, that's all the spotting photos I have. There was actually one plane that I was trying to catch, but I think that turned out to look so terrible in my opinion. But other than that, these are all the shots I got here at Taipei Taiwan Airport. And I got a couple of clips to show you guys. I think a couple of clips to pretty much round off this video. So I think I got a clip on what I'm going to be doing throughout the next couple of minutes or hours before my flight to Manila. So I'll roll that clip, and I'll also roll in another clip throughout my duration, like going to Charlie 2 for my flight later this evening. So yeah, so overall those are all the spotting photos, but let's move on to the not the spotting clips. I was gonna say that because I don't think I never got any spotting clips during this layover, but I'll show you guys the clips of me going back to Charlie 2. So without being said, let's roll into that right now. Alright guys, so pretty much that's gonna be it for me to do some spotting here at Taiwan International Airport. I know it wasn't the ideal spotting that I was hoping for, but hey, at least I made the most out of it. And at least I got a couple of good photos. Of course, it's getting darker, and if I keep getting photos, then all my shots are gonna be blurry. So I think I'm gonna be heading to Charlie 2, which is gonna be the gate my aircraft's gonna be heading to Manila. Well, that's the aircraft that's gonna be like going to Manila. That's my gate number. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it off right here. So yeah, overall, Taiwan International Airport is very fun. It's a very interesting airport. Kind of like the infrastructure of this airport. Give it all like all these amazing details to all these like cute things they added, which is very cool. And yeah, hopefully I can, well, I don't know if I can like even spot some good photos, like take some good photos here, but hopefully I can during my second layover. But if not, I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, I guess I'll do it for this layover video, and I'll see you guys later in the second one. Of course, I'm going to be heading back there on the 27th for another layover back to SFO. Ooh, Malaysia Airlines, very cool right there. So yeah, whew. I know I've been like roaming around the airport, and unfortunately I cannot like go to the observation deck here in Taiwan, because like I'm gonna have to like go through like security, go through immigration, and then go back here into the terminal building where I have to go through security again. It's kind of like a waste of time. So wasn't expecting that, but hey, it is what it is. So yeah, gonna be heading back to my gate, and yeah, gonna be heading back to, well, gonna be boarding my second EVA Air flight to Manila. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, we're gonna be heading there right now. And here we go with the last round of photos during this layover. And I didn't took that many photos because I was heading back to my gate going to Manila, like gate Charlie 2 for the flight to Manila in that case. But I was able to catch a couple of photos, and here's one of them right here. I think this could be my favorite photo out of all my pics I took during this layover. I like the angle on this camera. Like, I like the angle of this shot. And then you can see a couple of convenience stores, and then of course I mentioned the infrastructure of Terminal 2, in this case Concourse C. And yeah, this is still part of Terminal 1 for some reason. I'm not sure why, but yeah, maybe this could be part of like Terminal 1, and then the other half would be like Terminal 2 if I were to guess. But yeah, this is another part of Terminal 1, and yeah, the angle of this photo actually looks nice, and honestly, I do want to make this a thumbnail of this video. So yeah, this is a cool shot, and overall, I'm really glad to get this shot. And honestly, like, it's just a cool airport once again. It's a nice airport. The infrastructure of this airport, whether what terminal you're on, is very nice, and I love on what they did, like what the builders, or like what they did with this airport in general. But still a nice airport, I gotta say. And then here is the bookshelf store, or like the bookstore I mentioned on one previous video clip. And honestly, I do like on how like the layout is, like how they lay out this shop. It's kind of like a bookstore almost, but you also got some extra props that can be displayed in your shelf. But I do like on how there's also books at the top. I don't think nobody can reach it. I'm not sure, like if somebody wants to like buy a book from the top floor. I'm not sure how that's gonna work. I'm not sure they have something to grab it from the top, but I'm assuming that's not the case. I don't think you can grab those books up there, but still, it's really cool. I think there's some books that are printed in Taiwanese and some that are printed in English. So still a really cool infrastructure, and I just want to like a cool layout of this convenience store slash library, and I just love the layout. I love on what they did here with this convenience store. Here's my boarding gate right there, Charlie 2, and then you can see the flight going to Manila. I think the departure time, which I think it says here, I think that's 8:30, which this is a military time, by the way, 2030, but that represents 8:30 in the evening. So yeah, that is the screen, what's displayed on the screen on my boarding gate. And here's the aircraft. I'll be flying the Star Alliance 333 once again, going to Manila, so it's a no aircraft swap. So that's really cool on how I was able to land here, or depart out of SFO and land here in Taipei on this aircraft. Now I'm going to be flying her once again, going to Manila. So that's really interesting. Now, I honestly really want to do plane spot here in TPE, but I think I mentioned on a previous video clip that I cannot do it. Like, there's like an observation deck on each side of the terminal. So I think Terminal 1 has it, like the other side of the terminal. I know Terminal 2 actually has one. I seen a couple of photos on Instagram, but apparently in order for me to get access to that spotting deck, like observation deck, I had to like get out of like the airport first and go through immigration before I can do that, which I think that is literally a lengthy process. And I think honestly, for a person who's doing a layover and who wanted to go to the spotting deck, I think that's just like, I don't even know what to say, but if that's how the airport is, it is what it is. But honestly, I wish they can actually build like some kind of like connection to the observation deck, even though you're like a passenger who just arrived here in Taipei and you're currently in a layover. So I wish Taipei, Taiwan can actually do that, but yet again, like if I were to like get out of the terminal to go to the spotting deck, and then that's gonna be a lengthy process. And then if I'm gonna be going back to the terminal for my flight going to Manila, I had to go through security again, and I had to check in again, which that's even more time wasted in my opinion. And then at some point I might be delayed, or who knows what's gonna happen if I ended up not going to Gate Charlie 2 at that point. But still, it is what it is, and hopefully if ever I have a longer duration in like a longer layover in Taipei, then I can do that. But this is a cool shot right here. You can see an Emirates 333 right there, and then you can see all the various GAC equipment right there for EVA Air. And here's the last photo right here. This is the final photo I took during this layover. It's just the passengers getting ready to board the flight going to Manila, and then you can see all the various like passengers right there. So that's it for this video. I do want to pretty much like leave it off. Well, last photo I want to like leave it off. I just want to leave it off with this beautiful 333. I honestly really like this shot. So overall, what a fun layover that was, excuse me. And overall, yeah, Taipei, Taiwan, it's a very nice airport to explore, and hopefully I can do more if ever I go back to Taipei. Once again, I just recently went to Taipei in December, so hopefully, I mean, I kind of did a little bit more from the previous layover I did, but I think maybe if I have a longer duration, like if I stayed in TPE a bit longer, then I can like do more things. Like I can like see what restaurants they have to offer, and then yeah, probably do some plane spotting in the observation deck in the future. But overall, what a fun layover that was. Once again, I think I said that already, but really glad to explore TPE or RCTP, and I'm just super excited for the flight going to Manila. Once again, stay tuned for that flight report. And overall, that concludes today's video. So I do have some concluding thoughts on the voiceover clip, so without being said, let's move on to that. So that concludes the layover here at Taipei Taoyuan International Airport. I had a great time exploring the airport's infrastructure and getting to understand how each flight operates in and out of this airport. A lot has been done during my stay in TPE, and I would love to explore more of this airport. But I do have a flight to catch going to Manila soon. Make sure to stay tuned for the flight report from Taipei to Manila with EVA Air that is coming to my channel very soon. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn on that post notification bell so you won't miss a video like this anytime soon. And don't forget to check out that EVA Air flight report from SFO to TPE. It's a well-detailed flight report, and I would highly recommend checking out that video. So, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Anyways, good night.